Assalamualaikum. Okay, this is topic 5 for UED102 study skills. So, memory, learning, and improving concentration. So, in this topic, we want to focus on memory, how to memorize. Well, sometimes you are so forgetful and so on. Okay, first I need you to do the activity 4, okay, so you can focus on it and then try to answer yes or no, and then try to calculate the score accordingly. Okay, so what is memory? Okay, what is memory? Okay, memory is the ability to remember past experiences and the power of process of recalling to mind previously learned facts, experiences, impressions, skills, and habits. Okay, so our ability to call back, okay, whatever that we have experienced. Okay, so that's what we call as the memory. Okay, having a good memory, okay, involves both putting information into memory and getting it back out, both storage and retrieval. So mean that having a good memory means that when we are able to put the information into memory and able to call it back to us. Okay, so here we have the types of memory. We have the sensory memory, short-term memory (STM), and also the long-term memory (LTM). Okay, so this is the sensory register first. Okay, by using the sensory memory, the sensory will register and send it to the immediate memory. And also the working memory, okay, will send it to the long-term memory. So this is the short-term memory and this is the long-term memory. Okay, so this is the information processing model. First we have the sensory memory to collect all the memory, and then we have the short-term memory, and then we have the long-term memory. Okay, long-term memory will keep the information, the memory from the far below. Okay, so this is just happened. This is about not very long. Okay, intermediate, and this is the long-term one. Okay, so we can say that the memory process is such like how the computer processing. Okay, to learn and remember, okay, we must encode, store, and retrieve the information. To learn and remember, okay, we learn and then we need to remember, of course, what we've learned. Okay, so we need to encode, okay, we need to store the information, and then we'll be able to retrieve the information. Okay, so the first step is encoding. Encoding is interpreting information in a meaningful way. Meaning that when we hear something, when you read something, when you see something, when you do something, okay, practice doing things, okay, and then you interpret it, you digest it, the information, okay. So this is the encoding. For example, when you use the computer, okay, so you key in the information using the keyboard, you type the information, okay, so this is the encoding process. Okay, and then after that you will do the step number 2, which is the storage. Okay, working on information so that it can be placed into long-term memory. So of course we need to store it, we need to save it, okay, so that it will maintain in the system. Okay, so for example, when you do assignment, okay, you type all the assignment using the words, okay, type, okay, using the keyboard ni, type semua information, and then tiba-tiba terus tutup je, bangga je, you tak save pun. Bila you tak save, of course you didn't store it, okay, so bila you buka memang tak ada lah, kan. That's why we need to tekan storage ni ataupun save, okay, save as and save, okay, so that dia akan kekal dekat dalam long-term memory, okay. And then the step number 3, retrieve. Getting information out of long-term memory. Dah simpan, okay, you already store the memory and then you want to retrieve it. Retrieve it means that you want to read it once again, to see it, to view it. So you must be able to retrieve it back. Okay, so carilah kat mana, and then we review it, we watch it, we read about it by using our monitor. Okay, so this is like the memory system lah. Okay, So there are three types of working memory. Okay, macam tadi lah. Okay, the sensory memory, the short-term memory, and also the long-term memory. Okay, the sensory memory. Okay, if one pay attention to the stimuli, it will go to the short-term memory, STM, short-term memory. Okay, so by doing this stimuli that can trigger us, okay, so it will go to the short-term memory. If one does not pay attention, then the information will be lost. Okay, for example, by using your senses, okay, your sight, your sound, your smell, your taste, and your touch. Okay, so if you didn't trigger it, you didn't pay attention, so of course you didn't get any information. But if you have it, okay, you smell it, okay, so this is what we call as the sensory memory. Okay, so it will process the information. You smell, bau ni wangi lah, macam just like bau rose. Kan, ataupun oh bau ni it's so familiar, yes, this is bau KFC. Yang KFC itu. Okay, so the short-term memory, we have the intermediate memory, and then we have the working memory. The intermediate memory is the ability to remember a small amount of information over a few seconds. Intermediate, okay, kita tengok tu, okay, terus ingat. Okay, kita tengok, kita bau tu, okay, kita terus teringat. Okay, the working memory is a system for temporary storing and managing the information required to carry out complex cognitive tasks such as learning, reasoning, and comprehension. Okay, so you need to digest the information, okay, process the information, and try to store it and managing the information, so that when we understand, we'll be able to remember it. Okay, the long-term memory is where the unlimited and large storage, okay, informative knowledge can be stored for long periods of time. If you read and you understand, so you can save the information for a long time. But if you read and you memorize but you not really understand it, you will remember it for such a short time. After your final exam, you tak ingat dah, sebab depan tak ingat dah apa dia. Okay, because you don't understand. Okay, from short-term memory, information move to long-term memory and store here for later use. Okay, when you retrieve it. Okay, if the information is not being used for some time, forgetting may occur. Okay, sometimes we save the information but we didn't recall it, we didn't use it, so kita pun lupa dah sebab kita jarang-jarang guna. So bila kita tak guna tu, kita pun lupa. Contohnya macam dah lama dah tak login dekat Instagram ni, I don't remember the password, the username, lupa dah lah sebab dah lama dah tak guna. Okay, so how forgetting could occur? Why we don't remember this? Okay, because we did not pay attention to the information. The information just passed by. Okay, we did not focus. Okay, did not understand about the information. When we don't understand, of course, difficult for us to keep it in our memory. Okay, cramming. Okay, last minute study. Too much to read. Okay, too much information. Overload information. Banyak sangat nak kena hafal, nak kena faham. Tak boleh ingat. Okay, did not have good strategies. You need the strategies to store the memory. Okay, so maybe you want to recite a few times, you need to watch it a few times, you need to using lagu ke, kan, jadikan cerita ke, discuss it with your friends ke. Interference. Okay, for example, having two exams on the same day, especially if the subjects are closely related. For example, psychology and counseling. Sometimes when the subject are too similar, okay, maybe you got confused because yang ni dalam chapter, dalam subjek yang mana ya? Dalam subjek yang tu ke yang ni? That's why. Okay. Test anxiety. Okay, negative thoughts about oneself. Did not prepare well for the test. Sometimes bila kita terlalu nervous, okay, we might lost all the information, blank, kan, masuk dalam hall for the exam, and then because you are too nervous, okay, you study last minute, and then you cannot remember anything, one single thing pun tak boleh ingat, okay, because you are too nervous. Okay, so how to improve your memory? First, you have to mass practice versus practice. Okay, so break reading material down. Again, no cramming. Okay, for some period of time. So try to plan what you need. Okay, today you nak baca ni, today you nak study ni. So that's why you have to study earlier. Okay. Let's say you have final exam dalam nanti during the exam week, so you have final exam. Okay, so start studying from now. Once you finish first chapter, okay, start studying for the third chapter. Keep on studying. If you're afraid that if you study too early, you might not remember it. Okay, nanti lupa sebab study awal semester kan. No, you do the short notes, you do the mind mapping, you try to understand it earlier so that you will easier for you to just refresh your memory about what you have learned in the early semester. Okay, rehearsal. Okay, repeat the information many times. Okay, that's why it's very important for you to um, understand the context, understand the chapter. Okay, when you understand, try to do the short notes, try to do the mind mapping and so on, whatever lah yang you boleh buat, yang you suka. Okay, and then always rehearse, keep on reading it. Okay, so lama-lama you will become familiar with the topic, and then the information tu macam all familiar, easier for you to remember. Okay, so elaboration strategies. Okay, associations with the acronyms. You can use the acronyms. Okay, catchwords. Okay, acrostic or catchphrase. Okay, you can use the imaginary. Okay, so visualize the image of the information needed. Picture lah, imagine apa-apa yang berkaitan. Okay, you try to use the organizational strategies, try to organize the information that you have, try to relate it with the example. Okay, mana lebih mudah bagi you. Try to comprehension monitoring strategies. Okay, try to fahamkan. Okay, try to understand the context. Okay, try to relate it with your life. Okay. By having this concentration, okay, focusing your attention on what you are doing. Okay, you can concentrate. When you study, try to concentrate on the study, on the topic. Okay, causes of poor concentration. Why? Okay, the first one is lack of attention. Okay, because you didn't pay attention. Okay, that's why of course you don't remember because you don't understand. Okay, you tak ingat apabila you heard about it, you learned about it. Okay, lack of interest, you are not interested. That's why you didn't pay attention. Okay, lack of motivation, because you are not keen to study about it, you're not happy to study about it, you didn't feel eager or motivated. Okay, maybe distractions from others. Okay, or maybe the environment is so uncomfortable. Okay, or the psychological matters, for example, like you're not feeling well, you feel tired, or the psychological matters, maybe you have other problems that you think about, that's why you cannot focus. Okay, so how to improve the concentration? Okay, use motivational and organizational strategies. Okay, create interest in the work. Okay, try to find interest, give your motivation. Okay, develop a positive attitude toward your work. Okay, use goal setting strategies, use time management strategies, and so on. Okay, try to tell yourself that this is important. I like this subject. Okay, try to motivate yourself. Okay, try to motivate yourself so that you will like the subject, you will try to get A. Okay, the subject lah. Okay, create a positive learning environment. Okay, find a better location, reduce multitasking, and also minimize distraction. If you find it difficult for you to study in your room, maybe you can change to the other study room. Okay, for example, going to the library ke, kan? So cari tempat-tempat yang where you can concentrate on the reading. Okay, deal with the internal distractions. Okay, if you have problems related with yourself, okay, so try to reduce ataupun solve the problem first lah. Okay, use active learning strategy, for example, like try to improve your memory lah using the mind mapping, listen to the lecture, try to do it, try to move, and so on lah. Okay, match your learning style to the task. Okay, so that for example, if you want to memorize this thing, you cannot just sit and see the slide and then try to memorize it. Okay, so maybe while doing the laundry ke, you sambil-sambil tu lah you hafal. Okay, sambil buat laundry tu, sambil tu dengar lecture. Okay. And then try to monitor your concentration. Is it improving? Okay, bila you buat macam tu, is it improving your concentration ataupun terus tak boleh fokus? Okay. So these are 7 tips to help you concentrate better. Okay, maybe you should eat breakfast. Okay, lunch ke? Okay, kurangkan stress ke? Okay, or don't overthink. You need water, drink water. Maybe you need to do some outdoors supaya you lebih energetic. Okay, and then apa-apa je lah, anything that will help you concentrate. Different people will need different motivation, different types of concentration that they need. Okay, so SQ3R, survey, question, read, recite, review. Okay, survey, question, read, recite, review. Okay, so it's a comprehension strategy. Okay, facilitate students to think about the text they are reading while they are reading. Help students to get it the first time they read a text by teaching students how to read and think like an effective leader. Okay, read, recite, and also review. When you read, you try to recite, and then you try to review what you understand from your reading. Question back yourself about the reading, whatever that you read. Okay, that's why when you read the text, okay, try to explain it back using your own words. When you are able to explain using your own words, means that you actually understand about it. Okay, it will be best if you can teach it to your friends. Okay, so when you teach to your friends, of course you understand it, and of course when you teach other people, it will be easier for you to memorize or remember about the topic. Okay. So for the study skills e-portfolio from this topic 5, okay, the documents that you should include in the e-portfolio, the first one is the memory strategies. This is from the appendices, so try to answer the activities here and then rate your marks for the activity. And then the second one is the appendix 7. Okay, try some organizational activity. Here you have to organize the information. Okay, it's very simple. The third document is from appendix 8. Also the concentration strategy. Okay, where are you now? And then this is the appendix 9, the concentration charts. Okay, so try to list out your concentration. Is do you concentrate or not? What are the tasks that you do? If you're not unable to concentrate, what causes it, and what are the strategies that you have taken? Okay, try to list a few lah. Okay. And number 5 is the reading text from the appendix 10. So attached are the articles. Okay, so you just read the articles and try to write down the essay question, okay, related with the article. Try to ask the question. Okay, so that's it for topic 5. Thank you so much.